morning, actually good afternoon everyone. And today we're going to be doing top to bottom analysis on GBPUSD, which is the British pound against the US dollar. And as usual, we'll start by identifying our zones which are support and resistance levels on higher time frames. So wherever we have support and resistance on higher time frames, we identify those points as zones. We identify those points as zones. So this is a monthly zone. Here we have another monthly zone. We also have another monthly zone here. Okay, so let's see, we have another monthly zone here. We have another monthly zone here, and then another one here. So those are our monthly zones. Next thing we should see, let's see if we can draw a trend line. It's already a somewhat obvious downward trend. Ironically, this is a valid trend line, but it has already been broken. So this is our monthly trend line. Here. Similarly, you can also draw a trend line here, like this. This would also be our monthly trend line. And this one is likely more valid than the previously drawn one that was drawn previously. Alright, so now let's go down to the 1 week time frame and see what we have. As usual, we identify our zones. We have a zone here. We have resistance and continuous support. So this is a weekly zone. And then we have another zone here. Because you can see that price has rejected off of this level roughly 3 times. But let's just say it twice. So this is another weekly zone. Do we have any other zones that we can draw? I believe there's a zone here. Yeah. So we have another weekly zone here. So we have another weekly zone here. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go down to the daily time frame and do the. Okay, sorry, before we switch to the daily time frame, let us draw a trend line. Or let us at least see if we can. And yep, we can draw a trend line here. This will now be our weekly trend line. Now let's go down to the daily time frame. And now that we're on the daily time frame, we'll do the exact same thing we did on the 1 week time frame and the 1 month time frame. We'll identify our zones, we'll identify our trend lines. The only thing that we'll do differently, or I would say additionally, is that we now then identify our trend already. So this is the daily trend line. This is another Set daily trend line, daily zone. Sorry, made a mistake here. This is supposed to be a daily zone, not a daily trend line. So this is another daily zone. We have a bearish trend line here, but the trend line is very, very steep. Look at that. So we have a bear trend here. So we have a bearish trend line on the daily time frame. Trend line. This is actually quite amusing. Look at this. We have look at this. We have impulsive, correctional, impulsive, correctional, impulsive, correctional, impulsive, correctional, and impulsive. Yeah. Looking here, we can see that we have a bearish impulsive followed by correctional, followed by another bearish impulsive, followed by correctional, followed by another bearish impulsive. Let's change the color to differentiate it. Let's make this one red. So now you can see that the black line is a bullish momentum, is a bullish market structure, while the red line is a bearish market structure. But despite that, let me mark it out. This is the lowest point. This is the lowest point that price has gotten to in recent time. But even though price has pressed into it, price has not closed below it, at least on the daily time frame. Price has not closed below this level, which means that this black market structure is still valid. So that means that we've had a bearish trend, but this bearish trend should be coming to its end. Unless the daily candlestick is able to break this, let me change it to blue. So unless the bearish trend is able to break this blue line on the daily time frame, be able to close below it on the daily time frame, that means that we are still expecting price to go bullish. So let's delete this, and then let's identify our market structure, which will be like this. This is my higher low. This is my higher high. This is my higher low. This is my higher high. So it'd be better for me to change the colors actually, but for now I'll leave it like this. So this is another higher low. This is another higher high. There's another higher low right here. And the price has refused to break. This is a higher high. This is now another higher high at this peak. So okay, so at this point I'm expecting price to at this blue candlestick, I'm expecting probably something. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. Look at this. We have a W pattern here already. Switching to the line chart, you can already see a very clear W pattern here. Switching to the line chart, you can already see a very clear W pattern here. If we come back to this other point, what do we see? And you can also see this. I think we have a move of two. Look at this. We have a W pattern here like we have a W pattern here like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make it black. also have another W pattern here. So that means that since we've seen a W pattern on the H4 time frame, we should be expecting a buy. So at this point, my should look like this, with my target being something like this. It's a very high expectation, funny enough, but it's actually not unrealistic because I'm only taking it to my previous higher high. So if I were to take it beyond, then I should be expecting more. But let's just say somewhere around here. So that's it for top to bottom analysis on GBPUSD. That's it for top to bottom analysis on GBPUSD. I am expecting a bullish move, but before that, I need price to break structure on some smaller time frame to give me greater confidence. So that's red line.